I don't want my frenemies and competition to know what I have in store, but you better be fucking scared. Just joking. It's going to be really cool, though. Welcome back to another episode of the Monarch Social Podcast,
where we discuss all things digital media marketing.
Guys, we've been gone for a second.
Yeah, dude, where have we been?
We've been everywhere. Everywhere. There's so many changes that are happening, too.
Changes in everything.
Everything. So this episode is going to be super fun, Co. I have something planned for us that you have nothing, like you have no knowledge of.
Love it.
So anyways, let's get into this. How are you? How's your week?
Dude, week's been good, man. We've been super busy. We got back from Idaho, yesterday, 2 days ago?
I don't even know. My life was a blur.
Yeah, I feel like my life is a big blur right now. So filming was great. We filmed with United Way. Really, really cool little snippet, if you will. It's kind of essentially what they do. Can we talk about it?
Yeah, let's. We can talk about it.
Yeah. So essentially what these guys did was there's a free health clinic, and what they've done is taken like a little mini school bus and they've turned it into a doctor's office.
Yeah, there's like 2 exam rooms.
Yep. They've literally turned that whole bus into a full-fledged doctor's office. Like you walk in there and it's super familiar to what a doctor's office would feel. It has that table that you would sit on. It's got the little it's got a bathroom in there. It's got seriously everything. And I thought it was super cool how they did it.
Like shout out to United Way of Southeastern Idaho. They're one of our clients, and I don't think they'd care that we say that. I love all of our clients, don't get me wrong, but there's something very, very fulfilling when we work with United Way.
For sure.
A lot of times we're pushing ads for cookies or cupcakes or hot sauce or I don't know, just different
everything.
Things, just all sorts of different things. And when we work with United Way or like nonprofits, you feel like you're really making a difference in the world in some weird way. Mm-hmm.
It's because they're working with so many good. What's the word for them? Nonprofits. They work with so many good nonprofits. They're out there genuinely making a difference in the community.
Like the Food Bank or Salvation Army or Sika, which is like housing opportunities.
Bannock Youth House.
Bannock Youth House. Like we've been able to film up there. We do a lot of their videos, and we've been able to go up there and film. And there's just something so fulfilling with them, and it just feels like, I don't know. You hear people's stories and how they're giving back to the community. Mm-hmm. I love going up to Idaho. Yeah, it's like one of my favorite things.
That's definitely one of my favorite ones too.
And we make sure that we go.
Always. It's only us.
It's only us.
Especially because it's like, I don't know. We've built this relationship with them, and it's genuinely, like you said, it's one of my favorite accounts that we work with constantly.
Shout out Wendy. You the
MVP for real. How was your week, Morgan?
Dude, my week's been good, dude. My life's been crazy. We got on the last 3 months. We've been doing this hot boy summer thing, right? We did like sad boy summer, and it turned into hot boy fall. So I've been on a fitness journey. I have a slight lisp because I'm fixing the gap in my teeth.
I can't even see that gap anymore, man.
Ooh, look at this! Check it out. But
you just be able to kick a football through that,
dude. 2 of them, same time, sideways. I had a big gap and in my teeth. And it was like a self-conscious thing. Like, I'm a very confident person. I'm an outgoing social person. You know this. And especially if you get like a drink or 2 in me, like, I don't give a shit what I look like, right? Like, I'm just overly confident.
Oh, yeah. But, I mean, that's on another topic. My man has not had a drink in a little bit.
Yeah, I've been sober for a long time now.
Let's go. I love that.
So, but we started doing this fitness thing. And when I started doing that, I was like, I want to be confident in my smile. So, this isn't sponsored or anything, but I got in touch with Smile Direct Club, and they're great. It's a great company. Like, their whole business model is so fluid. Like, it's so just like perfect, I feel, and how you do everything. So, but my life has been wild for like 3 months of just like hardcore monk mode, I would call it. Like, go to work, go to the gym, go home. I've been doing lots of things at home, and been working out a ton. I've lost a lot of weight. I'm stoked about that.
Dude, a ton of weight. You're at an all-time low, I've heard.
I'm at an all-time low. I lost weight in 2020, right?
Yeah,
it was 2 years ago.
Kick, yeah.
In 2021, I stopped working out, and I just got crazy with work and going out with friends, and I didn't make my health like a priority. And so I put on like 25 pounds, in 2021. Like, dude, it was bad. Like your boy was eating good.
Eating real good.
Was eating real good. And then finally at the beginning of this year, I was like, dude, I need to make some changes. But then I really got serious about it. I would say going into March, April, June. In May, I would say in May, I really was like, okay, my clothes are fitting weird. I didn't like it. My confidence was going down. And then, and I said, fuck that. Your boy's a trooper, man. I'm a goddamn warrior.
Oh yeah.
And so anyways, but you've been going to the gym a shit ton too.
Yeah, dude, I have. I'm like, it's therapeutic, if you will. I don't want to get into all the stuff going on in my life, but like, yeah, there's a lot of things going on, and that has been the one constant with going to the gym. So,
dude, keeping on a schedule and a routine, I think, is so key to like happiness and clarity and mental clarity. Like, it's just, I don't know. The gym's been good. So my life's been really good, dude. Our week's been really good. We've been killing it. We've had a lot of changes in Monarch Social this year, and I will get into those things, but I'm doing good. Long story short, I guess. That was very long-winded, but it's been really good. We've been killing it.
We have been, dude.
All right, so this episode, what I was going to do.
Yeah, I'm a little bit nervous about what you're about to throw at me.
I'm kind of going to interview you, kind of like I interview guests, but it's about a specific thing. We started Monarch Social 4 years ago. So October,
almost literally 4 years ago.
Yeah, like October 1st is tomorrow.
Damn. Okay. Yeah,
so,
we really did like literally almost 4 years ago today.
And if you guys like know our stories and everything, you know at the beginning we had another partner kind of in the mix, but then it really went into effect January 1st is when me and you were like the LLC owners, right? But we did start Monarch Social a year ago tomorrow, basically the first week of October. So I have questions for you. We're agency owners. We've had employees. We've had outsourced. We've had 1099s. We've had all sorts of stuff. We've gone through changes. We've added services. We've taken services away. So I have questions around that at our 4-year anniversary of Monarch Social, baby.
Let's go.
Let's go. Congrats for having a business for 4 years.
Yeah, dude, that's a huge accomplishment.
Okay. Question number 1.
Lay it on me.
What has been your favorite thing about owning a business?
Favorite thing about owning a business? I would probably say watching it grow. It's been probably my favorite, just to see like this was an idea that turned into a reality, and to see like all of the things that we've been able to accomplish over the last 4 years.
Did you think we'd make it this far?
I mean, obviously, I'm always gonna be like, yeah, of course.
There's always moments,
but there's moments like
there's always moments.
Like if you were to ask me like at the very beginning, did I think we're gonna make it this far? For sure. There were some moments in time where I was just like, oh, dude, this is rough. This is very difficult. I want to give up. But I feel like our slogan has always been persevere, and we just do it. You know, we figure it out. Figure it out when times get tough. Figure it out, and we've been able to do that, which is even more, adds to how, you know, proud I am of like what we've been able to do.
Yeah. What's been the biggest thing you've learned in the 4 years of owning a business and an agency?
That owning a business is not what you see on like social media. There is a lot of struggles.
There's a lot of struggles.
Everybody says, oh, I want to own a business. Oh, I want to do my own thing. Oh, I want to just work for myself. And there's so much more that goes into it that you don't see because everybody only posts their success stories.
It's super easy because you get really, really excited to share like the good news and like big things that are happening in the business. And it gets really easy to want to share those things. And that's what I think you see on social media a lot. But for everything that you post, there's probably shit in the background that like no one knows about whatsoever. Like, dude, we've been through everything. Like I think about businesses, and we've had everything from
bad accounts to bad employees
to like, or just, you know, us learning is like, we're not perfect. I'm not perfect. There's been times where I feel like I've been a great leader, and there's been times I feel like I've been a horrible leader, you know, and growing from that. But you don't post that shit because that's not sexy. Maybe it is, and maybe people run on
And
drama.
maybe, well, honestly, I think that maybe like coming in there and showing all the real side of it should be a thing. Like,
it's just hard because it's like how like
you don't want to, because honestly, in
you
those
don't wanna
moments,
post your L's.
yeah, and in those moments, the last thing you're thinking about is sharing this. Like,
Yeah,
like while you're in the midst of it, you're like, I just need to figure this out and get past this moment. Like, the last thing I want to do is blast this on to the world and be like, hey, this is what it is.
yeah. I just feel like we've been through so much, and
The one thing I do wish we would have done is like maybe record or document some of the hard times, because then it's cool to show how we overcame those hard times.
yeah. And we're like the little engine that could. I feel like we've been through so much stuff that like I don't know.
And I feel like all businesses are like that. Like
All
I said,
businesses.
every single business that we work with, I know for a fact they've all gone through hard times. Like,
Yeah.
I think
It's part of
it's just
earning your
normal.
stripes as a business owner is learning how to navigate through tough seas, rough seas. You become that captain, baby. I'm the captain now, Captain Morgan.
Yeah, dude, that's what I would say is it's not all it's cracked up to be. Like, maybe not that. Maybe that's not the right way to say it.
There's a
lot more that goes along in the background than what everybody sees. And yes, there's a shit ton of benefits, like so many good things. Obviously, I would never want to do anything else,
Yeah.
but there's also very hard times that definitely test you.
There, and even more than that, and I guess we could just be like very vulnerable. Like there's been times where like we've pissed each other off, you know, and being in a partnership, they say in a business, the only ship that never sells is a partnership, but you're the best business partner I've ever had, buddy. You're the best business partner I've ever had,
for
man.
life, dude.
But it's like a marriage. You know, I've been married before, and obviously that didn't work out. But it's when you have a business partner, it's very much like a marriage. Like I talk to Koa more like
Every day, dude.
every day. Like, what's up with this, and how are you, and what's going on, and how's your weekend, and check in and check that.
Yeah.
And we're all.
I love that it goes more than just business too, where it's like, dude, how's your mental? How are you feeling?
Yeah.
What's going on?
We've both been through some shit this year too, with like personal lives, you know.
Oh, for sure.
Like we're still dealing with personal stuff, but yeah, it goes way further. I think it has to in a partnership to work. Like it has to go beyond just work stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, businesses are fucking hard. Like it takes crazy people to do it. I truly believe that. Like we have,
And it makes you so much tougher, dude. It makes you, I feel like I could go through anything, like, and persevere through it, dude. Figure it out. Make it work.
yeah. Well, that kind of answers my other question I was going to ask.
Yeah, I was going to say, next question.
I was going to say, what's been the hardest part of owning a business?
Hardest part is, I mean, there's two sides of it. Like, yeah, there's some technical stuff on the business side that's hard, but maybe maybe a good answer would be like for personal, is if you are not self-motivated, you will not be able to be a business owner.
Yeah, if you can't manage yourself, like your time,
Yes.
if you're not able to self-manage like your time schedule, when to get up, when to go to work, when to go home from work, when to work at home, you'll fail.
You will fail slowly, maybe even quickly. You will absolutely fail. And that's something that I feel like I'm constantly working on, because it's easy to veer as life throws you curveballs. It's easy to veer away just because you do have a lot of freedom. But discipline, having self-discipline is maybe one of the hardest parts that I wouldn't have thought about going into it.
Yeah.
Like, it takes so much self-discipline.
I think when business owners start, they kind of have like this blind, like confidence almost of like,
This
and
is
I think
just going to work.
I think it's good. I think it's good though to have some of that like blind confidence, because if you knew the realities of it, I don't think half people would be a business owner.
That's why I say this. That's exactly why I say that, because a lot of people go into it coming from another job where they're like, I'm used to working this 9 to 5, but as soon as all of a sudden you have nobody over on top of you saying like you need to work at this time, or you don't have a set time schedule of where you need to be, or you don't have any consequences per se of not being there at this time, that's where I feel like a lot of people would mess up trying to jump into their own thing.
This goes into my next question, and this is kind of, I think that I'm going to title the video of this on our YouTube. So if you're just listening to this, check out our YouTube.
Check out our YouTube.
See my new smile.
Zero gap.
Zero gap. Hey, it's getting there. Okay, you've been a business owner for 4 years now. We have a very successful business. You've managed $1 million budgets. We just did that. You've spent $1 million+ of other people's money on ads. How does that feel? But
cool.
You have all this experience now. We've been through it all. We've had employees. We've had this. As a business owner, what is some of your top advice that you would give another agency? If a person wanting to start a marketing agency, or what's some advice that you'd give just another entrepreneur that is starting their journey?
I would say my number one advice,
or they could be like 2 or 3, or like
yeah,
what are your top,
I would
top
say
pieces of advice. I would say
kind of answer like a little bit of what I said last time. You're going to need a lot of self-discipline, be able to handle the highs and lows. I think that compartmentalizing is huge. I know you're extremely good at that. And honestly, if it wasn't for being around you, I wouldn't be as well at that.
Dude, we have to tell the story about the compartmentalization thing. We had this day, Makoa had a family emergency, and we were supposed to go up and film for a client.
Yeah. This was quite the day.
This was like the craziest day, but old Morgan wouldn't have been able to do it, but I was able to do it because of how much I've grown as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, or just as myself. Koa was supposed to go with me, and like an hour before we leave to drive up, Koa had a family emergency and was like, dude, I'm so sorry, you got to go alone. And I was like, no problem, dude. So I ran to the office with him. He got me all the camera equipment and stuff that we would need for the shoot. And I start driving my car up north, and there is a freaking boulder in the road, and I nail it, and it pops my tire, it shreds my rim.
Yeah, bad bent rim, everything.
And I start freaking out, and I can't pull over to the right side of the road. I have to pull over to the left side of the road, and I just had to go into, like, we couldn't miss this shoot. I couldn't just call and be like, oh, sorry, like I broke down. And I just had to go into like compartmentalization mode, where I was like, okay, next thing, call my insurance. I had free roadside assistance. Get the tow truck. Tow truck comes, saves me, takes me to the place where I'm going to get my tire repaired. As I'm figuring that stuff out to see if they can even get a rim, I had to get a rental. So then I had to walk a mile down the road because they couldn't come pick me up for 2 hours. And I was like, no, I'm coming to you. And then pick up the car, drive back to the tire place where my car was to put all the equipment in there, then get on the road, then drive up there, then film all of that stuff.
See, and it would be so easy to just be stressed about having to film.
And I remember how I did it. I was just like, next right thing. What's the next right thing? Just the next thing. And it was a super stressful day, but guess what? Like it was like, okay, call this place. Okay, call this place. Okay, go there. Get this. Okay, go back. Get the stuff. Get in the car. Drive up the road. Film the thing. And I remember, like, I don't think old Morgan would have been able to do that. But compartmentalization is huge when you own a business, and just doing the next right thing and just staying on course.
Because it's easy to veer off from what your end goal is. Like, obviously, keep your end goal in mind, but, like, don't let that absorb everything to the point where you don't fix all these other little things that are going on. You have to take it one step at a time to reach that end goal.
I think some advice that I would give to new business owners out there, or to other people starting a company or an agency rather, is
there's so much.
There's a lot, but one of them I would say is less ideas and more execution. I think that me and you are really, really good, and part of the reason that we've been so successful is that we don't have to have things like 100% right. Mm-hmm. Like, we'll just execute and then adjust ourselves.
Yeah. What's that old saying goes? Like, if you wait to be ready, you'll never be ready. Like, you'll be waiting forever.
Yeah, it's like, there's that other one too. It's like paralyzation, paralyzed, something like that.
And it keeps you stuck if you don't just go for it. Like, you have to just go for it.
You have to just go for it. And like, for example, for our podcast, like, we had shitty Amazon mics at first, and now we have these really nice microphones. I used one of those shitty mics on my last episode, and you can hear it in it. But guess what? We fucking full sent it. So, but we started our podcast with like crappy mics and not really knowing how to do a podcast, but we just jumped into it and figured it out. And so I would think that would be big advice, is like less trying to plan everything out to be perfect,
and just start doing it.
Just go and then adjust along the way and make those micro corrections along the way.
Yeah, that's a good one.
be a man of action or a woman of action and just execute. Like you'll get
Execution.
so much further doing that. So
Next question.
next question. Oh man. Okay. The advice. Oh, okay. So we've been in business for 4 years. What do you, for our agency or our business or for you personally, what do you want to accomplish in the next 3 months, the last quarter of 2022?
I mean, I have a number in mind of what I want to make.
We have number goals.
Yeah, so
of
there's
our
number
clients,
goals for sure. So like there's a number goal.
a type of accounts that there's specific
Yes.
account types that we want to bring on, and we have those numbers, and we're doing really good at that.
We are.
We're
getting there. We are.
We're like really good at that right now.
So that's like my biggest one. I'd say another goal outside of that, because like I said, that's like obviously the top goal. But I really want to nail down like our internal processes. I feel like we've had a lot of changes going on, and
we've had to pivot quite a bit this year,
which I'm glad
in good ways
in
to make
again,
us better and to like provide our clients better
Yes.
service.
And so I feel like we're finally at that point where I'm confident with everything that we have set up.
Yeah.
And so now it's just like fine tuning and cleaning up everything so that it feels more organized. I'm very OCD about things.
Very
like,
OCD.
Like before we were doing all this, like all the memory cards, we just barely got back from this shoot. So a lot of our memory cards are just like completely full
of drone shots, and
every
interviews
shots,
and
and that's coming from back to back shoots. So it was a mess, and the whole time I'm like freaking out. I'm like, this memory card shouldn't be inside of the Rodecaster. This memory card technically shouldn't be in a camera, but they're in there, they're working. But again, it goes back to me just having a little bit of an OCD, and I want to just fine tune and clean everything up so it feels organized. That's like my big goal to end off the year. Going into 2023, I want it to be super well-oiled machine.
Yeah, I was going to say going into 2023 is my next question, but I forgot a question I was going to ask. What would you have done differently? Looking back at the beginning of our business, what are some things that you would have done differently than what we do now? Or that how we started? Or what do you wish you would have known?
Some things that I would have done differently. I would have...
I mean, hindsight's
I would
20/20,
have maybe designed some fail safes. So if something was to fall apart in one department or another,
that is exactly what I was gonna say. Is having the sight of like not
being like dependent
on one peg of your company. If that goes, like that shit's gonna fall.
Yeah,
and not having so much stuff dependent on one peg of your company. Whether that be a service that you offer that you can no longer offer, or an employee that has a certain job that all of a sudden if they went, like how do you shift the work, is having fail safes in different positions or processes in your company.
I say that with a fine line though, because it's like if you design everything around a bunch of
that shit
saves.
Built us.
Yeah.
Like when that did happen, that taught us a lot.
Yes.
That taught us a lot, and like we really benefited from that. But
yeah, like I
even
said, I
though
feel
it was
way
scary,
more. Yeah. I feel confident now, and it's taken a long time to get to that point.
Gangsters over here.
See, and that's what I'm saying. I almost wish we would have recorded all of that going down to be like, now, sick. We're way better off now than we were at the beginning of the year. Like, way better off.
Is there anything, and to wrap this up, we're coming up towards the end of our podcast, Koa. What are some of your desires or things that you wish to accomplish or do in 2023? As we're, obviously we're not at the end of the year or anything like that, but coming to the end of the year, we have 3 months left. What are some things that you want to accomplish or hit, or goals that you want to meet next year? Are they all number related, or
most of them are number related?
You just want to stack cheddar, huh?
Stack, dude.
You just want to stack.
That's the thing is,
cash.
I feel like we've worked so hard for the last year to get to the point where our bandwidth is massive now. And I felt like that was always a big problem, was we were getting stacked on how much we can offer. And that's a huge part of growing.
That's actually really good that you brought that up, because when you're starting a company, you have to figure out how to scale.
Yes.
And I feel like we're at that point where we can, like, our bandwidth is massive right now. Mm-hmm. It's not just very limited and we have spaces or waiting lines. It's like, no, we can bring in clients.
Yeah, there's a difference between like having bandwidth because you've lost or deleted things. Like our bandwidth has been the same, and it feels like we just upgraded.
Our bandwidth for customer acquisition has been upgraded tremendously.
Yes.
In the last 2 months, I feel.
Which is what we've been wanting to do.
And I'm very, very excited for it.
And so going into 2023, I think that's what my biggest goal is, to get to that next level of bandwidth. Is we want to max out what we have right now, which would be life-changing. If we could max out where we're at now, seriously, it would be completely different. And I believe we can.
That's awesome.
I totally believe we can.
That's awesome.
What is yours? Really quick.
For the big ones, you know my secret plans that I want to do.
Yes, there are some really cool ones. Maybe we don't even talk about it yet. I
don't want to talk about those ones because those I want to be surprises, and I don't want my frenemies and competition to know what I have in store. But you better be fucking scared. Just joking. It's going to be really cool though. I have some tricks up my sleeve. I think you know them, and I think that they're really cool ideas. So we'll talk
creative,
more,
man.
We'll talk more about this. Mark this down, and we'll play this in the episode when I actually release the damn thing. Okay, that's it. Okay, guys. One thing that I want to say is we want to start releasing our podcasts and these YouTubes on Thursdays now. So we're going to switch from Tuesday to Thursdays. It gives us a week to actually edit, where we're not editing over the weekend and stressing on Monday to edit and get everything done. We've just realized that we need more time to do all that to make them top quality for you guys. Mm-hmm. Please feel free to subscribe and like our videos, or, subscribe to our podcast. It really helps us out. We're going to be trying to grow the channel as much as we can in these next coming months. But anyways, Koa, where can they find us?
You can find these podcasts, like Morgan said, on our beautiful YouTube channel. You can also listen to the audio on all major streaming networks, including Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
Thanks, guys. Until next time.
Peace.